So it is finally here. The TaylorMade Sim 2 and TaylorMade Sim 2 Max and TaylorMade Sim 2 Max D are officially here. You can actually order them right now. But the question is, should you buy them? And that is the question we are going to be answering in today's video, as well as reviewing some of the new technology found in the new 2021 TaylorMade Sim 2 drivers. Now, we have talked about these drivers before. We knew a lot of what was coming already, but there is a lot of things we didn't know about, and that's the first thing I want to talk about in today's video. Some of the things we didn't know about, which were news to me, and I'm now sharing with you guys. So let's talk about some of the new technology in these drivers. And the first thing I want to talk about is something that it looks like TaylorMade have actually slightly copied. Not copied, it's different. But it looks very similar to a piece of technology that Callaway uses. And that is the flash face, new kind of technology to get better ball speed on average across the driver face. Basically, have a look at this. This is the inside of the TaylorMade Sim 2 drivers. Now, we haven't seen anything like this before, and they are basically saying it's a milled face from the inside of the drivers. Now, milled driver faces, we have seen this before. Cobra have been doing this for the last 4 years or so. And, you know, Cobra drivers the last 4 years have been very, very good. But obviously, Cobra was milling the outside of the face. We have this kind of weird wave-ish pattern on the inside, which does look kind of similar to the inside of some of the Epic drivers with this flash face technology from Callaway. TaylorMade are calling it the milled back face cup. Yeah, not exactly sure, but basically it's to help forgiveness and speed and consistency off the driver face, everything we basically want. We are still getting twist face with these drivers, but there are a lot of other quite small pieces of technology to talk about with these drivers that we didn't kind of know 100% about before today. One of those things is this aluminum or aluminium, however you want to say it, kind of fitted back part to the driver that connects the crown to the, and also, well, basically just connects the whole driver. It connects the top plate and the bottom plate, which are, of course, carbon fiber. So it basically gives the driver its kind of stability and allows it to kind of basically be connected, I guess, in a very high quality way. And of course, at the back, we have these 24 and 16 gram weights, depending if you get the Epic, we're talking about TaylorMade. If you get the TaylorMade Sim 2 or the TaylorMade Sim 2 Max drivers. Now, if you haven't seen some of the review videos on them already, I highly recommend checking out Rick Shields' video. It was very, very interesting in the fact that he kind of discovered there's such little difference with these drivers. Now, obviously, we have already talked about there is no movable weight tracks or weight systems or anything in these drivers, no movable weight technology in either TaylorMade Sim 2 or TaylorMade Sim 2 Max. So what's the difference between them? Well, apparently the head shapes are very, very similar. It seems that the main difference is really just a slightly different weight at the back. So the TaylorMade Sim 2 Max has the 24 gram weight and the TaylorMade Sim 2 has the 16 gram weight. Basically, it just affects spin rate slightly, but it really surprised me how little it affected the spin rate. In the past, we've seen TaylorMade come out with a very, very forgiving driver to appeal to most golfers, the mass market, and at a slightly cheaper price point. But we've also seen TaylorMade coming out with a low spin driver for better players with a movable weight track, so you can really dial in ball flight, spin rate, everything like that. This year is very, very different. It looks like these drivers will be very, very close together. And the question for all of us is, should we buy them? Are they going to help us play better golf? Are they going to help us hit more fairways? Are they going to help us enjoy golf a little bit more? And I think that depends on why you are buying them. New golf clubs now, we have moved past the point of having substantial increases in technology and in performance for new golf clubs. New golf clubs now, in my eyes, are more of a fashion statement. They just are. You're not, if you have a TaylorMade Sim 2 driver right now that you got fitted for and you hit it well, the only reason you would get this new driver is to show it off, to have it in your bag, to have the head cover showing as ever and you walk past that you have the latest TaylorMade driver. And TaylorMade have led the driver market, probably for the last 10 years or so. And quite rightly so, they've come out with the best technology and some of the best performing drivers we've ever seen. Certainly the TaylorMade M2 driver springs to mind. There's one other thing that to me with this driver doesn't really make sense. Obviously the name is TaylorMade Sim 2. But TaylorMade are saying this is a completely new driver. It's redesigned in every aspect, basically. I don't quite understand why you redesign a brand new driver, then call it TaylorMade Sim 2, the second iteration of the previous driver. It doesn't quite match up when you're building a product from scratch, but you're giving it a name which you've previously used for other products. That to me doesn't 100% match up. So the question is, should you try this driver and should you buy it? I think you should 100% try it. I think we should all try this driver. There's no harm in trying it. It doesn't cost us anything as consumers. If you're in the market for a new driver, I firmly believe you should be trying every driver possible. The new Ping drivers, new Callaways, new Cobras, new TaylorMades, and anything else that you like the look of or think could help your game. I think there's a few reasons why, if you did get custom fit for the best performing driver, out of all of the drivers we've seen so far being released in 2021, you might not end up with this one. Let me explain why that is. If you're being custom fit for a driver, for your specific golf swing, your specific shot shape to help you hit the ball as consistently as possible, you're probably going to end up with something fairly specific. Because say you have a huge slice or a huge hook, whichever it is, you're probably going to go for a driver where you can move the weight, you can adjust the settings to, dial in your ball flight and hit the ball more consistently. And a good fitter will get that consistent pattern dialed in for you. With the new TaylorMade drivers, it doesn't seem like we have that level of adjustability and customizability even for a custom fitter. Now on tour, obviously that's different. They are able to add weight, take off weight, add it to the heel, however they need to with lead tape and other things. Obviously we don't have those services, so these drivers to me feel more like a mass market driver. They feel more like a general good driver that is going to appeal to the mass market. It's both a good thing and a bad thing. It might perform better for more people, and it might perform worse, or not necessarily worse, but just be less customizable, less adjustable for a lot of us if you are getting custom fit. But if you wanted to order this driver online, you might be able to fit into it and start using it a little bit easier than previously with tweaking weight systems and things like that. So if you are buying this driver if you just have the money, you have the disposable income, you want the latest TaylorMade driver, you want to have that in your bag, go for it. It's going to be a good performing driver. TaylorMade don't make bad golf clubs. You know, it's subjective, and then it's also just about basically what's going to perform best for your individual golf swing. But TaylorMade are now the biggest club manufacturer in the world, and they make some of the best golf clubs in the world, and I'm sure this driver is going to perform as good as any of their previous ones, and probably almost as good as anything else on the market. But why shouldn't you buy this driver? If you have the TaylorMade Sim or TaylorMade Sim Max, or I would say even I have the TaylorMade M5, should you buy this driver? I think there's one reason why you would. There's one reason why you would go and get fit for a new driver if you had either of those drivers. And that's if you don't hit them well. If you don't get on with them, you lose it to one side all the time, and you think you could benefit, go get custom fit. There's no harm in it. See if that could be improved. But just don't be fooled by the fitter, by the marketing, by any of this new storytelling that this driver is going to change your game. It's not. No new golf club is going to suddenly make you start shooting 10 shots better around. It's just not the way it works now. We are at the limit of performance, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean a new golf club doesn't still give us more joy to use on the golf course, make us want to go out and play some more and get onto the golf course. And for me, that is probably the main reason I would buy a new golf club now. I don't buy many golf clubs, but I have been thinking about a few, and I will feature those in upcoming videos, what I'm thinking about buying and why, and my fitting videos for those clubs. So make sure you do like this video and stay tuned to that. But if it gives you more joy, if it gets you out playing the game of golf some more, I don't see, and most importantly, if you have the disposable income, if you're tossing up between a new driver and your family having food on the table, it's not a competition. Put food on the table for your family. But if you have the disposable income, why not? I also do think it's a very good thing that once again, driver prices have come down. This new TaylorMade driver, it appears, will be £399, which is a really good thing to see. Golf club prices coming down, because like I mentioned in one of my previous TaylorMade driver videos, when we've reached the limit of performance, you can't expect us to keep paying more or even keep paying the same amount when, you know, you're not giving us any new technology, but you're also not giving us any advancements in performance. And that's not TaylorMade's fault, it's not Callaway's fault, it's not any club manufacturer's fault. It's just the rules of golf at the moment. We have reached the legal limit of performance. All they can do is make the drivers straighter and more forgiving, maybe help us swing a little bit faster, but it's about all they can do, or make them more adjustable. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's always exciting when these new drivers are released. I will be getting my hands on them and doing full reviews of them and letting you know exactly what I think. To be honest, It's been quite a while since I've even hit a golf ball. Here in the UK, we are still in lockdown, so I have no idea when I'll be able to play golf again. It's not a good time to be a golf content creator in the UK, but I will still be making videos to try and entertain you guys and bring you guys as much news and information as possible. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, comment your thoughts down below. What do you think of these new drivers? And of course, as always, grip it and rip it.